I'm Adi Bitran, I'm from Israel, and I'm a metal musician, experimental singer, extreme singer, everything that's not the normal stuff. I'm the lead singer of Orpheus Blade, it's a prog metal band, and my solo project Underdog, which is an electronic industrial metal project. Normally I'm more into metal and rock, but I'm teaching all kinds of genres, so if there's some student coming in want to do something else, that's perfectly fine. I am always interested in doing anything that's not to push the boundaries, to search, to research. So it's not really about the genre, it's more about the storytelling. So this is an example of what I normally sing. In this ether, when there is nothing but atrocious gloom, I'm the child of twilight and the aftertaste of sweat. We are punished for our sins of procreating new earth made of meta dreams. This is actually a mixture of things, and I think most sounds in the modern metal music today is a combination of things, of sounds, of colors, and this is how CVT really helped me in getting all these nuances. So what I'm doing here in this phrase is actually combining some clean and distortion. So I'm aiming for distortion, but it's a little bit, my vocal folds are still doing the clean sounds. And I am closing it up a little bit, I'm going a little reduced, so it sounds more compressed. So instead of going "ay," it sounds like "ay," like more held back. And from there I can go to complete distortion, pitchless, this kind of sound, so it's just a noise. But if I'm going for a reduced sound and I'm darkening it up, so it would sound like more badass, and then I can just play with the pitch, play with the volume, play with the openness, and then I can play around. First of all, I like to speak about clean vocals, because everybody can scream, but to make this really, all these dynamics, it's like there's aesthetics in it. I know it's funny to say that, but there's an aesthetics to it. So, and for each style in metal, it's very different. So what I normally do is I teach about clean vocal sounds, modes, and then I teach about color, and then we can talk about how to put the effect on top. So you can imagine you have a sound, you have color, you have pitch, you have volume, there it is, and now on top there goes the distortion, creaking, rattle, growl, whatever you want. Otherwise it would be just screaming. And if you want to go be more flexible with it, you need the whole picture. It's like a recipe of what you do. So if I want to go, for example, a more traditional heavy metal, I would do more in the direction of overdrive, somewhere here about sound color, like dark but not very, very dark. And then I'd add some distortion mostly. So there I go like, hey, hey, hey! And that's more of a heavy metal sound. If I want to go more of a pitchless direction, modern styling direction, I would take it more towards here, like reduced overdrive, sometimes even curbing. I would go more darker, and then I would add distortion, but I'd take off the pitch. So there I go like, oh, and reduced would be oh, and then oh, and then oh. And this is the pitchless distortion kind of thing. With lots of attitude, this is important, you have to have lots of attitude. And then for the distortion, just think, you have to keep the twang though. So I have to be a narrow vocal tract. So I'm going for like a pirate. Hey, hey, hey! And then I'm getting a bit annoyed. Hey! And there's my distortion, keeping it twangy at first. And after I master this, I would darken it up. So I go like, hey, 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 oh, oh, oh! And then it gets darker. Say your prayers, little one! And I have this kind of sound. So basically for the more modern sound I would start the same, find my distortion, pirate voice, yay, 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 darken it up, oh, oh, and then I would take the pitch off. And this is the place where it takes some time, but sometimes it really helps just to lower down the volume. So, oh. And now I'm raising a little bit of my soft palate to get a reduced sound. And then it sounds more compressed, more here, and not shouty like it was before. So, hey, hey, oh. Yeah. Oh, more talk. So phrase, clean. where anthropods are baptized to die like the holy. And I'm gonna sing it distorted. When anthropods are baptized to die like the holy. So usually what we do in the recording studio, and all singers should know this, especially when we're doing extreme stuff, it's heavily produced. So you are hearing layers over layers, you're hearing overdubs, you're hearing lots of compressors, lots of EQ. You can hear like how the mids and the highs sometimes are enhanced. But it's really important to say that if I don't have the frequency and I don't give it with my voice, people cannot make it right, people cannot enhance it. So if, for example, I'm grunting and I'm not giving all these undertones, if I go like, then I can't make it more vicious. I can make it maybe prettier, but if that's the word. But I can't make it more vicious. If I don't go all the way down, all the way darker, then now I can take this and enhance all the right frequencies, make it sound even lower. Sometimes they put lots of phaser on top, so this is the movement you hear. Lots of reverb, lots of delay. So I wouldn't release something like that without producing it. Because then it's like, something is missing, and this something is just, it's production. But today, I mean, we hear metal and rock vocalists doing all sorts of stuff, and it's very, very demanding. So I think the way is like to perceive it like I'm an athlete. I should treat myself as an athlete, even if it's like a vocal athlete, but I should treat myself like an athlete. So this means I just finished a show. I'm not going to drink with the band. I'm not going to say hi to fans. I'm going to be a diva and go and sleep and go and rest and shut up for the rest of the day, because next day I'm going to do the same thing. And especially if it's like long tours for like more than 2 and 3 weeks, it's a hard job. Well, I've been doing vocal effects and extreme stuff for I think 15 years now, maybe a little bit more. And I was never hoarse from singing. But as I said before, it is demanding physically. So if you're fit physically and if you sleep well and do all that, now you just need to focus on the technique. And I think CVT gives beautiful tools to stay healthy and do it one step after the other. And I think the main thing here is, like we always say in CVT, if it hurts, it means you're doing something wrong. So obviously when I'm trying a new sound, it's not gonna be perfect from the beginning. So I might experience a little discomfort when I'm trying something new. But this is where I'll ask myself, okay, how much does it hurt? And if it's just a little discomfort, so I'll try this and then I'll take a rest, and then I'll try this again and then I'll take a rest. But I will always keep in mind, I need to aim to the point where it doesn't hurt at all. So maybe it will be like a couple of weeks back and forth, but then you will reach a point when it doesn't hurt. And when you reach this is like the place you always go to. And from there, it's just the stamina, maintaining it for a phrase, for longer phrases, for a song, for the whole show. And it doesn't happen in a day, so you just need to build it up. So it's not only about practicing the sound, it's also about practicing over and over and in a song. And then it gets where to really make your support work very, very accurate. And I would say it's a very fine balance you need to find. Many metal singers would hear a song and they would go like, huh! And then they end up locking, and this is where most problems start. And I always tell my students, don't be aggressive, be powerful. And I did it as well, because we hear the energy, we think we need to attack it. But now I think of it more of a dance. I'm dancing. I'm not attacking anyone. It's not about the violence. We can be very, very fierce, but still we need a very fine balance in our support work. Never lock and stay calm and not stressed, physically not stressed. So I can be like with all the faces and all the energy and I'm, in the moment and everything, but I'm not stressed. And this is so important, and I think it takes time to understand like how to do it. If a singer came and he's locking or having support problems, first I would explain how all that works, how the muscles activation should go, because I remember when I was trained classically back then, no one told me this, and they just said like, you need to do something with your belly. And now we have all this wonderful knowledge that it's really accurate, it's really concrete tools. So basically when I came to the Institute, I already knew how to do the effects. I mean, I was a metal singer, I was playing live gigs and all, but I think what made it even better for me is understanding that we have a recipe. We have like all these building blocks we can use and combine together, and then we can get different sounds, different frequencies, and then even my effects got so much more nuanced and so much more powerful, and I could use them in different ways that I couldn't before, not because I worked on them, but because I worked on all the rest. So I think this is a great way to perceive vocals and sound, that you can, it's like a path, it's not boxes. It's not like head voice, chest voice, it's like a path that you can use, and you can pick different paths and combine them, and then you can get this certain thing that you want, and we can be so much more accurate in whatever we do, even if we're doing clean or we're doing extreme vocals. We can do so many things just by understanding how it works. It's like divide and conquer.